and supercars legend Craig Lowndes joins us now. Craig, good morning to you.
Good morning, Karl.
My friend, you have raced with Holden for the majority of your career. How did you take the news that it's all coming to an end?
Well, I think, as we just heard, it was devastating. I think it's a huge shock for all of us. We actually got the news just before we flew over to Adelaide because today is our first test day here at Tail and Bend. So to land on the ground and to hear sort of the swell of news that has been spread really quickly. And you know, for me, as you mentioned, I've spent probably 90% of my racing career piloting one of these cars behind me, a Holden Commodore, and to hear the news now that it's going to cease to exist, it is a shame for me. I'm very humbled that I've been able to drive a car like this and have the results that we've had over the years that I've been driving. But also, you've got to remember the families and employees that are still involved in Holden at the moment, and as well as dealers, and all those people who unfortunately are going to lose their job.
Well, we know that Holden makes up more than half of the supercars grid. What's the future of the sport now?
Well, that's a good question, Ellie. I think that over the next couple of months there's going to be a lot of talks going on behind the scenes here, up and down pit lane. As you know, that as you said, that half of the field is Holden Commodore. So, you know, Holden are committed for this year, and you know, hopefully one of these guys behind me can actually secure another championship for the final time, which would be great. But the ongoing, obviously, aftermarket service and support that Holden are going to be providing for the next 10 years on current cars is definitely there. But you know, there's definitely all those discussions are going to happen in the next couple of months.
So you're having discussions about it. It sounds to me like, I mean, we all hope that there might be some sort of get out of jail here for you guys. I mean, because it's so important to so many Australian fans. But it sounds to me like you're resigning yourself to the fact that it's over.
Well, at the moment, all we know is that Holden are committed for this year, and what 2021 looks like, we don't know. So they're the discussions which, above me, all the team owners down pit lane are going to be obviously talking to the manufacturer with Holden and supercars to find out what the future looks like going forward.
Well, it certainly doesn't look good, though, does it?
Well, it does, and I think that you know, as we heard, that you know, this sport was, you know, I grew up, you know, in a Holden family and you know, supporting Holden, and basically it's been a Holden-Ford rivalry for as long as I've been around, since 1974. So it will be a shame that that day ceased to exist, but unfortunately the future is in front of us, and we need to obviously adapt to it, and that's something that we'll have to see what happens.
Have you heard anything, Craig, about like the special vehicle part of Holden coming in straight from General Motors in America? Have you heard any of those rumours?
I haven't, and that's an arm of Holden that obviously has been operating for many years, and I'm sure that they'll have their own pathway of what they're going to do to get through all this, because their foundation is obviously upgrading the Holden product. So we'll have to wait and see on that as well.
I mean, you're one of the I think one of the few who have gone forward to Holden. I remember back in the day, you know, Peter Brock driving Bathurst and smashing out his own window. And back in the day, I mean, this is part of the fabric of this country is car racing, and you're part of that fabric as well. And just personally, what were your thoughts?
I was devastated because, you know, Holden have been such a strong, iconic brand here in Australia growing up. And as I said, there's always been that rivalry between the two majors with Holden and Ford. And, you know, for me, it was devastating to hear the news. And, you know, we've all now got to accept it and see what the future holds.
All right, Craig, we wish you all the very best, mate. And let's hope there's some sort of silver lining there, even though we can't see it right now. Appreciate your time, mate.